Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dave Schluter. I would like to welcome you out to today's special training from DaveSchluterOnline.com. The first thing that I really just want to do is I want to congratulate all of you on finishing the free 8-day MLM business and traffic building seminar. And I know that might not sound like that much to some of you that are go-getters out there. But believe me, you'd be surprised how many people will not commit to 8 days of solid directed action to radically change their life and alter their financial destiny forever. They just won't do it. But that isn't you, guys. You stuck to things, you follow through. I think that makes you different. I think it makes you awesome. See, but that isn't how things are for a lot of people out there, and I pity them. You see, most people out there just want a push-button solution to their problems, and that would be nice, but what they want is to just show up at a new job tomorrow, doing much the same things that they've always done, things that they're used to, having to change themselves little, if any, and they want to make 3 times as much money as they are right now. They want to have all their financial woe fixed, push-button easy. They want to be well on their way to an entirely new lifestyle. And they want to do it for little contribution of value to society and to the lives of others. They want a whole new level of success and abundance in their life for little effort, if any, given back. They don't want to contribute. But is that really reality? Is that how things in life actually work? Is it even how things in life should work? What do you think? Would that be just? Is that fair or equitable, really? Is that win the lottery, all for me type mentality really a recipe for success in life? What do you think? Is it anything close? Does it even look like a plan or a sound strategy? Truly, for financial abundance, for success or a meaningful change in society, the world, or in life? Is MLM a push-button, get-rich type financial abundance in life solution then? Is MLM like winning the lottery? No. MLM done correctly is a 3 to 5 year business plan for massive financial abundance and lifestyle renovation. 3 to 5 year business plan, guys. You see, you're building a business here, and building a business takes work, it takes effort, it takes dedication, sacrifice, sweat, money, everything else that's necessary to grow and develop a thriving business from scratch. Because that's what MLM is. It's a highly leveraged business plan that can take you places, but it is not a push-button, win the lottery type solution to success and abundance. Consequently, they're the same qualities necessary to create an amazing life. They adhere to the can't live without principles of success and abundance in the universe to be successful at doing things. And you can't be truly successful operating outside this framework, these principles of reality, these principles of success and abundance. You can argue with the principle of gravity, but you will run into the truth if you hurl yourself off a building saying that it isn't so. You will be met with the truth in about 3 seconds, and it's going to hurt. The same is true about successfully operating a business, successfully operating your life. You see, MLM is plain and simply a more leveraged plan. And it's more readily accessible to regular folks than most other business startups are and would be. Most other business startups, those other vehicles that can take you to wealth and abundance, success and abundance, it's a much higher threshold to reach that first rung on the ladder and be able to pull yourself up into that world. And most people just don't have the tenacity, nor do they have the financial resources or the know-how to begin their own brick and mortar type business of their own, to create their own system for profit and success. So if that bursts some people's bubbles, if it dashes your hopes and dreams, I'm fine with that. I'm not dealing in pipe dreams here. I'm dealing in reality. the reality of what it takes to create success and abundance, what it takes to create a successful MLM business, what it takes to create a successful life. So while we both have 2 feet in reality together, while we're being transparent, while we're being honest with each other, let's take a good look at the good old plan of action, the operating system most people are employing for a successful, meaningful life. Let's look at the flawed thinking of others that's taken as the gospel truth for building a successful life. It's taken as the gospel truth because BS has been fed to people regularly throughout their lives, and they mistake it for proper and sound nutrition. The sound nutrition that's needed to build that life. Let's look at how fruitful and profitable this plan is, truly, at producing the American dream. Because that's what everybody wants, right? Let's see if it's really leading the masses to the life of freedom, of success, happiness, and abundance that they really desire. Statistically, when you break it down, when you look at the numbers, it doesn't work. It has a 90% failure rate. 54% of the people wind up broke and dependent on others. 36% of the people end up working for others. I know this graph is a little off. I didn't realize that when I first put it up there. But no, it isn't 36% dead. It's 36% of the people wind up still working. 5% of the people wind up dead. 4% of the people wind up financially independent. And only 1% wind up wealthy. That's a high 90% failure rate, guys. Those are the statistics. That's the truth of what following the model and system of success that we've been propagating, that we've been teaching, and that is socially acceptable in this country. And it's getting worse. You see, this fat cat's walking by here, and he's talking to the couple on the street. He says, "Haven't you folks heard? The recession is officially over." While they're sitting on the street still, willing to work for food, hasn't trickled down to them. You see, we're working with an outdated model. An outdated model that hasn't been working great for a long time now. In fact, we've been operating with this model for decades now. And it's still steeped in tradition and wives' tales, what used to work but doesn't work anymore. It's based on a success model for an industrial-aged era that has long since passed us by. And if you haven't noticed that things have changed drastically since then, if you haven't woken up to the fact that we are no longer effectively competitive with the rest of the world at the industrial level, we're no longer an industrial giant, guys. And if that comes as a shock to some of you, don't be offended. Just wake up. That model may have been the rage for the industrial age at its heyday. It might have worked fine, but not for the technological, information, and organizational era of globalization that we live in today. Today has become a day and an age where freedom in a free society is truly at risk, and the extinction of the middle class is a literal possibility. Take some time, go out, Google Elizabeth Warren on the internet. Look at the work she's done. Take a look at Death of the Middle Class and the work that she's done. She's a well-respected person out there in the community. If you don't believe me, take a look at her findings. 1 in 5 unemployed. 1 in 9 can't pay credit card debt. 1 in 8 on food stamps. Those numbers have gone way up since this was created. 1 in 8 mortgages in default or foreclosure. We all know that went much worse than that. Look up Elizabeth Warren, guys. Look up the death of the middle class. Don't argue with me. Don't say I'm wrong. Don't let that stigma in your head trip you all out. Go out and get some information. In fact, the middle class in America is dying. It's on the endangered species list. Soon it's going to be extinct if some kind of drastic thinking change and outside-the-box type solutions and methodology is not employed immediately to set things right, to set right this floundering vessel, this bastion of the American way of life. Think about it. How long have you been employing the same system, the same strategy, doing things the same way, chasing the dream with your current job, your current methodology, or your career of choice? And how's it working for you so far? How close are you to achieving your hopes and your dreams? I mean, really, honestly, how is it working for you so far, guys? Honestly, let's just be real with each other for a minute. Let's be real with each other for 5 minutes. You can go back to thinking however you want to think in 5 minutes, but let's be real, let's be honest for 5 minutes. Open your mind and answer the question. What are the honest chances that what you're doing right now is going to take you to the land of your hopes and dreams anytime soon? Now that I've shown you the model, I've shown you the statistics, I've shown you the facts. Well, don't you think you should quit then? Why not quit then? I mean, that's what most people in MLM do when they don't realize their hopes and dreams in the first 90 days or so, right? Just give up, quit. How long have you been working the system you're working right now? How long have you been working your job? Has it taken you to your hopes and dreams, your dream lifestyle yet? Then why not quit? See, people give up. They give up on a solid plan, and they cling to a plan that's proven not to work. And then they wonder why they're not successful in life. What are the odds that what you're doing right now is ever going to pay off and provide you with the life you hope for and that you dream of? Forget what you've been taught. Forget what you've been conditioned to think and how you're conditioned to react and behave for a moment. Open your mind and think about it honestly. Put aside conditioning. Put aside programming for 5 minutes and let the truth rush in. Let the fresh air come in. And look at the statistics. Today's 65-year-olds. This graph is from the Department of Health and Human Services. But this is basically a picture of the model. And I think if you look around the news, you talk to others, you've had some experience in this life, you get this, you realize this is valid. 54% dependent. They're 1 to 2 checks away from disaster. Something were to go wrong with the safety net in the system, they're toast. 1% wealthy, 4% financially independent. That's a 5% success rate. 36% still working. Because they have to? Some of them probably not. Some of them because they just want to. Look at the facts, guys. Look at the times. What are the 99% of people saying? Remember the 99%? The Occupy movement, we're the 99%. I'm not saying that they're the full 99% of society. I'm just saying that take a look. Look at the times. What are the messages that are on the wall? Look at the trends in the economy. Has the dollar ever gotten stronger in your lifetime? Because it hasn't in mine. And exercise the courage. The real courage it takes to answer this question honestly. Does what you're doing right now, what you've been putting your time, your effort, your sweat, money, years, and tears into, have a real chance to produce the life that you dream of? Or are you going to be more negative data on that pie chart? Think about this for a minute. With the advent of technology, the organizational era that's upon us, and the shrinking planet, jobs that once paid very well and supported the middle class have vanished entirely because of technology. Either that or they've gone overseas to places like India, China, Mexico, etc., where they're far more economical. See, someone's willing to do the same work as you've done for far less income, for less benefits, for less safety, under far less little or no regulation. And it seamlessly integrates into the whole of the economy because of the technology and the wonder of the organizational era. In other words, those jobs, they're not coming back. There are now more highly qualified people out there in the workforce market looking for work, competing for jobs, competing for menial jobs than ever. In more ways than ever, right now, you may be becoming obsolete. Did you get that? Do you understand a little about supply and demand economics? I mean, I know it was boring, but there was a reason why they taught it to you in school, so you could understand these concepts that are upon you, that affect your world. You see, there's an abundant supply of qualified applicants and a lower demand for their services. See, those jobs, they aren't coming back. Those wages aren't coming back either. It's an employer's market, and there's a surplus of overqualified employees. And it's systematically killing off the middle class in America. The model is broken, guys. The industrial age values have vanished. Careers for life, for the most part, have vanished. Companies do not look out for and maintain employee loyalties, all these big pensions and retirement packages that they used to have, all the upward mobility that used to be available in them. Loyalty to profit, loyalty to the shareholders is the new paradigm. In this looming world of corporate giants, the bottom line is the will of the shareholders, the will of what's good for the corporation, whatever makes the company most profitable and most competitive in the workplace. And I'm not down on capitalism, guys. I'm not down on big corporations. And I'm just saying that this truth, this reality, is upon us. It's the new law. So what's my point? My point is that it's time for a new model. It's time for greater personal initiative and responsibility among people, by people, as people, and for people. Not more push-button solution mentality. That's also a pipe dream. It's a joke. It's time for new leadership, for new examples on how to create a profitable and meaningful life. It's back to the American frontier, where most individuals were entrepreneurs and looked out for their own communities. They looked out for their own families, their own social health, their livelihoods. They pulled together. People looked for and looked forward to new opportunities. And they employed themselves in the pursuit of life, liberty, happiness, in the pursuit of the American dream. They understood that prosperity is something that's earned. It's not something that's guaranteed. Rather than another couple hours of cable TV, checking your Super Lotto, your Mega Millions numbers, right? It's a big contrast. See, selfishness and the new attitudes of isolation, the out for oneself attitude, didn't work so well then, and it's not going to work so well now. It's time for greater community and responsibility, unless you want to become a member of a welfare state in a third world socialist American society. Are you looking forward to third world America? And you can argue with me all you want, and I'm fine with that. I encourage intelligent debate. Good stuff comes from it. But here's the deal. Certain elements of the younger generation seem to be catching on. They seem to understand this. They get it, that what their parents did no longer works today. That with the advent of new technology and with change comes new opportunities. That the time to seize those opportunities, seize opportunities when opportunity presents itself to you. They get it. These young entrepreneurs have embraced this new era, embraced the new technologies and the opportunities it brings, and they're making millions from it, if not billions. They've created whole new industries, trends, etc. But it's not enough. You see, the industrial age model is dead. It's dying. It should have been buried a long time ago. Stop propagating it. Stop flogging a dead horse. If you continue to cling to outdated wisdom, outdated methods, and the direction that the rest of the herd is moving, you're going to go down with everyone else on the Titanic, and you will rest just as assuredly on the bottom of the proverbial Atlantic as the Titanic is laying right now. Insanity. Doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. Stop the insanity. The industrial age model is an outdated behemoth that served its purpose and outlived its usefulness. It's time for a new model, new thinking, new paradigms, and new potential to be realized if you want to have the successful lifestyle of your dreams. Massive potential exists right now like never before as the techno-organizational era is upon us. It's a modern day gold rush. Are you missing it? Have you caught on? But that potential is not going to be realized in the patterns, in the beliefs, in the thinking, or the values of that old industrial age model. And if you think for a minute that you don't have the talent, you don't have the intelligence, the know-how, the creativity, etc., to carve out a niche for yourself and create your own economy in this sea of opportunity that exists right here, right now, today, you don't think you've got what it takes, then you've got bad programming. You bought into that industrial age lie that was propped up to make you a good and subservient employee who didn't question the motives of the machine. It's time for you to get outside the box, my friends. It's time for you to free yourself. It's time to tear down the walls, get outside that box, get outside your comfort zone, embrace and blaze a new and triumphant path into a brighter future here, because it's the only way. And I believe in assisting that movement by doing my part, by inspiring and empowering this transition, by doing that one entrepreneur at a time, and by changing the future by inspiring and encouraging one new leadership team at a time. Training, conditioning, social pressures, ignorance, and an antiquated educational system put you in that box. It did so to serve the interests of the machine, the health of the nation at that time, and its leading wealthy entrepreneurs, the ones who gained the control and built the educational system that taught this to you. That system, that training, that conditioning no longer serves you. It doesn't serve your friends, it doesn't serve your family, your community, or the health of your nation any longer. New training, new systems, and new education, new opportunities are the key. Leading people, training them in new alternative solutions and opportunities, inspiring one new entrepreneur at a time, and propagating a leadership chain. That leadership pipeline and deploying the leader is what's key. It's not a push button win the lottery type solution. And it's not for push button, that was easy, win the lottery type people. People like that didn't build this nation, nor do they make it great. You do. You make this nation grow. People like you. People that followed through with 8 days of training. People that have a vision and know it's time for something new. Let those other people out there remain pacified making peanuts. There's always going to be room for certain elements of the society to do certain jobs that just don't pay. But for the rest of you, for enlightened entrepreneurs, for people ready to get outside the box, ready to work, to grow, to take action, building the lifestyle of your dreams, people ready to make their hopes and dreams a reality, then MLM done properly can be a 3 to 5 year plan for massive success, for massive abundance, a complete lifestyle overhaul. But it takes leadership, guys. It takes skill. It takes determination and character. And it takes proper execution to get it done. So I want to thank each and every one of you. Give you massive encouragement here. A pat on the back for following through the last 8 days faithfully. You're a step ahead of so many people already. And I think that you're awesome. I mean that, guys. We're only just getting started training together. We're going to hit this stuff. We're going to hit it hard. I've got so much more to share with you. But I want you to understand that there's absolute gold in the last 8 days for you to glean. That last 8-day training. Things for you to incorporate into your business and into your life. And if you're really serious about creating a change in your business, your traffic, your life, then you're going to want to watch these videos again and again and again. So you're going to discover more and more that's going to serve you and your business when you do. You're going to be tearing down the walls of the old paradigm and stepping into a much larger sphere of possibilities. You're going to want to download the entire audio training portion from these sessions. Download them to your MP3. Yeah, I'm going to make these audio versions available for you to download. And then you're going to want to listen to them in your car, on your headphones, while you're exercising, in your free time, while you sleep. You know, I do a lot of sleep learning. I listen to stuff before I go to sleep, and it plays while I sleep. Though I may not consciously be picking that up, at a subconscious level, I'm learning and growing every day. You don't want to do that until the concepts, the principles, and the ideas become a part of your thinking and your nervous system. Do this until they're hammered, until they're programmed and conditioned into your automatic operational nervous system. You're going to find a link below this video to this series that you can download immediately for your success. As soon as I have that up, I'll have a link down there for you. Then sit back, watch your business and your life begin to grow. Continue to train with us. Continue to train with me. Let's knock this thing out of the park. I can't wait to begin this process of lifestyle renovation, this process of change together with you. It has been a pleasure bringing you this series. It's been a pleasure bringing you today's training. And I'm going to see you in the next training. If you're on my mailing list, you've been through this series already, I'm going to see you in the very next training. If not, come over to DaveSchluterOnline.com. Jump into the 8 days of free training. I'll see you on the other side. My name is Dave Schluter, and I am out.